the games happened on Tuesday night. The first game is the Jazz beating the Celtics 117-108. The Jazz, they're still rolling at the moment, sitting pretty comfortably, first in the Western Conference, 2.5 games ahead of Phoenix. Even with Donovan Mitchell struggling pretty hard from the field, he's been doing that the past, 3-4 games. 37 from the field again. For the season, he's shooting 42% from the field, so it's not that far off. 21 points, 1 steal, 5 assists. Again, Mitchell is not for everybody. Like, if you got him, you probably need to pound field goals. He's taking 20 shots a game, shooting 42%. That's pretty bad. And try to buy low. Don't. Sometimes it's hard to do a 1-for-1 trade. Do a 2-for-1 or 2-for-2, just to confuse everybody. Rudy Gobert pretty good, 16 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks. Mike Conley again pretty strong, 17 points, 5 assists. And Bogdanovic is not a must roster. He's very up and down. The next game he could go for 25 points, but if you don't need points and threes, there's no point holding him for the week, right? Joe Ingles minutes has been pretty consistent, 25 plus minutes coming off the bench. So if you need some threes, which he hit 4 threes here and some assists, he could be a streamer, but streamer only. But if Mike Conley ever gets hurt, sure, definitely stream him. And Jordan Clarkson, pretty big game. 16 shots, 20 points, 5 threes. But this guy just come off the bench and he played 30 minutes too. He almost takes. Where is Jordan Clarkson? He's basically a mini version of Donovan Mitchell, but a bit more efficient, shooting 44%, making 3.2 threes. That's majority of his value is coming from, averaging 18 points. So yeah, in my opinion, he's you gotta roster him like a Buddy Hield. And on the Celtics side, Jason Tatum, great, 29 points, 3 steals, 3 assists. Good to see him bounce back. And for the season, his ranking is still a bit low, but the buy low window is probably closed. Yeah, he's still ranked 22nd. To me, he's a top 15 player on a per game basis. So there's room to improve. Daniel Theis, yeah, the news is Tristan Thompson is going to be out for a while. So you wanna pick up both Daniel Theis, and if Robert Williams still on a waiver wire, you obviously pick him up. And maybe it's a sell high moment for him as well. While Tristan Thompson is out due to safety protocol, I think Robert Williams is going to play 20 minutes pretty comfortably, right? And I think in the past 2 weeks or so, he's been huge, right? Getting the minutes, playing really well. So I would try to make a trade, 2-for-1s. Get Robert Williams off my roster. That's what I would do, because I think if Tristan Thompson does end up getting traded, sure, you can hold on to him. He'll play 20 minutes a night, and the guy is better than Nerlens Noel, on a per game basis. But we don't know. We don't know if Tristan is gonna get traded for sure. If Tristan stays, he still has to share minutes with Daniel Theis, Tristan Thompson, all those guys. And if Marcus Smart ever ramps up, Celtics a lot of the times they're gonna go small. So just not a good matchup for Robert Williams. He will still get his 15 minutes at least if he's healthy. But I just don't think he will ever get to 25 minutes. And in 20 minutes a night, sure, it's mainly about his block numbers, to be honest. If his block numbers ever goes away, the value is gonna almost disappear. So you hold on to him, obviously roster him, but I would think about selling high. Jaylen Brown also a great game. The efficiency is back, 7 assists, 2 steals, 20. He should be a top 50 guy. Kemba Walker also pretty good. Who did they play? They played the Jazz. Well, everybody shot the ball pretty well on the Celtics side, 49%. As a matter of fact, Kemba 16.5 assists and 2 steals is really, really good. Let's go on to the next thing. The Cavaliers, they cannot pick up a wing. They're almost going back to the Cavaliers from last year. They traded away Kevin Porter. Well, they didn't trade away from Kevin, but Kevin Porter Jr. is killing it on the Rockets. Isaac Okoro, 30 minutes. Not too interested. He gets 30 minutes every night. He was playing quite well a couple weeks ago. Now it's all falling off. Larry Nance Jr. is a must roster. 14 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal and a block. I mean, you could argue that he's a sell high. Maybe because Love is out. If Love comes back, Larry Nance Jr. might have to play the small forward. We don't know how when Love is coming back, but I would try to, if he has another great game or two, I think Love coming back is gonna impact his minutes a little bit. And Jared Allen only played 27 minutes, had 3 personal fouls. Interestingly, maybe it's due to matchup. Still got 10 rebounds and 2 blocks in 27 minutes. I wouldn't be too worried. Even the minutes is low this game, still got his 27 minutes. Darius Garland and Colin Sexton, 33 minutes each. Both had 3 assists and a steal, but nothing else. Garland is just, he give you assists, but everything else is pretty much negative. He had a hot stretch in the beginning of the season and got hurt, and he was minus 17, so he's pretty bad. I would say Colin Sexton 21 points is good, but nothing else. Hit 2 threes and a steal, but you can't really expect too much in the other categories from Colin Sexton. And interestingly, JaVale McGee, the reason Joe Allen's minutes is low, it's JaVale McGee had it going. 21 minutes. If JaVale McGee gets 21, 22 minutes, he could be rostered on some teams who need, he can give you a bunch of blocks and huge efficiency. 16 points, but it's just one game. I think the next game, Allen's going to go back playing 33 minutes. On the Miami Heat side, Jimmy Butler continues to dominate, shooting 67%, 70%. Try to trade him, package him, do like a 2-for-1 or 2-for-2 trade. Try to see if you can get a top 5 guy back. But 1-for-1, if you get a top, if you try to trade it for the 10th guy or 11th guy, I don't know. It's more of a lateral trade, unless you can get a top 4 guy. You just hold on to him. 2 steals, 4 assists, 12 rebounds. Just good stuff from Jimmy again. After some early season struggles, Kelly Olynyk, at this point you gotta pick him up. If you have him, try to trade him. He's been playing so well lately. 17 points, and in this game, Bam is back. He still got 35 minutes. I guess they want him to space the floor. And he's shooting the ball really well. Took 13 shots. Yeah, filling up the stat sheet. Gotta pick him up and or try to sell high. Bam, first game coming back. Okay stats, 2 blocks, 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists, and 2 for 3 from the free throw line. Duncan Robinson only a 3-point streamer. Kendrick Nunn, you gotta drop him at this point. The minutes quite low, and he's still starting, but the minutes is low unless Goran Dragic gets hurt again. Goran 2 points, but again, a 9 assists. He only took 4 shots. The past 2 games has been really weird for Goran. Not scoring much, but getting plenty of assists, a steal and a block. So I will still hold on to him. He's still putting up the stats. And Tyler Hero got 32 minutes. 15 points and nothing else. 7 for 7 from the free throw line is good. Let's go on to the next game. The New York Knicks losing to the Sixers without Joel Embiid. The Sixers are just a good team, even without Joel Embiid. Defensively, they're so good, and with Joel Embiid, really, really good. Julius Randle, 40 minutes, damn. And one thing I noticed is the free throw is falling off quite a bit. I expect Julius Randle to be a 70%, low 70% free throw guy, to be honest. And the past 2 games he hasn't been that good, and maybe this man needs some rest. 40 minutes here. But otherwise, the counting stat looks fine. And bad efficiency here, obviously. Nerlens Noel, after playing only 20 minutes, played 26. Huge game, 8 rebounds, a steal, and 4 blocks. Again, try to move this guy before, do a 2-for-1. Try to move this guy before Mitchell Robinson comes back. What is the timetable on Robinson? Let's see. Actually, Mitchell Robinson is expected to come back soon, maybe this week or next week. So try to move this guy. RJ, it's time to pick him up. I think 40 minutes here. This game D-Rose is out. So, but with him out, pick him up. But the minutes is high, very high for RJ. He's been playing really well, really well lately, and obviously the free throw is a concern here. But he went 10 for 10 last game, I believe. But he's very up and down, but the counting stat looks good. And the minutes is 40 minutes. Anybody who plays 40 minutes, you got to pick them up. Emmanuel quickly, he's only a streamer until D-Rose comes back. He's starting. This game only just some points and nothing else. This is what he does. And Alec Burks got 35 minutes, 19 points. But, because all the guys are out. That's why Alec Burks and Emmanuel quickly able to get this high minutes. I'm not too excited about either one of them. Sixers, Danny Green went for 10. Yeah, really bad. But the 4 steals and a block. If you need defensive stats, just be careful his field goal. The rest of the line looks really good actually. 4 steals and a block. Tobias Harris continue. It's can you sell high on Tobias? If you can get a top 15 guy back, maybe Tobias and plus somebody else for a top 15 guy. Try to do that. Tobias, because his rankings in category leagues has moved all the way up to 21st. I would be pretty comfortable making a trade for Paul George. Paul George should be better than Tobias. More defensive stats and way more threes. And although this season the steal numbers for Paul George has fallen off quite a bit, but I would make that trade for sure. A huge game here. Stealing 2 blocks. On the season he's averaging 0.8 steals and 0.9 blocks. That's really good. Shooting 52%. I know Tobias can shoot close to 50. He's a really efficient guy. Tony Bradley just didn't get the minutes, so I would prioritize Dwight Howard over him with Joel Embiid out. Embiid is still out 2-3 weeks out, so yeah, get Dwight Howard, roster him. A huge rebound and block guy for Dwight, but the free throw is gonna suck. We know that. Dwight, pretty good. 3 for 5 on the free throw. Everything else looks good. You gotta pick up Dwight with Joel Embiid out. Seth Curry, in the meanwhile, also get a usage bump. You want to stream him, sure. But I just don't really like the 3-point specialist, just because you can find plenty of them on the waiver wire. There's just so many guys can do that in the league nowadays. Ben Simmons, great. No defensive stats, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 16 points. And Shake Milton, there's no point rostering him. We thought with Embiid out, he's going to get some minutes now. And Matisse Thybulle. I got this guy on my team. I guess it's just hard to drop him. 18 minutes, 1 steal and 3 blocks. Nothing else, obviously, but really good production. The minutes is really low. If you need some defensive stats, you can stream him. I wouldn't roster him full time, but definitely someone you can stream for defensive stats if you need that this week. Oh yeah, the next game is very interesting from both teams, the OKC and Chicago Bulls. Both young teams making some changes with the lineup. Let's talk about OKC first. We know Al Horford is out, so those young guys getting the wrong. Moses Brown, Alexei Pokusevski, 30 minutes, and Isaiah Roby, 30 minutes. All those 3 guys got the 30 minutes. We know that Darius Bazley and Al Horford are both out. They're going to be back. Al Horford, maybe the next game, same thing with Darius Bazley. What happens when those guys come back, right? But Moses Brown, sure, if you want to take a flyer on him, he's been really strong. 5 blocks, 16 rebounds, 20 points, and play 30 minutes here, and 6 fouls. So you pick him up. If he has let's say the next 2 weeks, he's great. You can try to sell high. I just don't think this level of production is going to sustain, because the next game he could just go by, have 5 points, have 6 rebounds, that kind of stats, and the minutes is not guaranteed. Same thing with Isaiah Roby. Really good game here. 2 steals and 2 blocks, 11 points, 5 rebounds. He was a minus 26. All those guys played pretty bad. But out of the 3 guys, I actually like Alexei Pokusevski. I like this guy the best because he not just can grab you rebound. He could score a bunch of points. He could get the steals. He could get the blocks. He could get the assists. I believe this guy has the most upside out of everybody. And then followed by Moses Brown, because he could block a lot of shots. Although this game he had 5. I checked his game logs. The past 2 games he was only like 1. So he just really went off here. So I think Pokusevski has the most upside out of the 3. But all 3 guys could have no value when Al Horford and Bazley come back. So just I would take a flyer on all 3 of them, honestly, because who knows, maybe the minutes could stick. And Isaiah Roby started as a small forward. It's just really interesting lineup decision. So we'll see. This OKC team, once we get to, and obviously Lou Dort is also out. I forgot about that. A guy also played 30 minutes. So yeah, I would take a fly on all three of them, see what happens. Given 30 minutes, all three of them could have good values. And Shea only played 27 minutes, 8 turnovers, really struggled against his Bulls team. And guys like Ty Jerome, Kendrick Williams, yeah, they all those guys can put up stats, but yeah, I just don't. They're not gonna get 30 minutes every night. And on the Bulls side, Patrick Williams after the huge game last time, only 24 minutes. So yeah, not interested in him. Thaddeus Young continues to play 20. He started, but it doesn't really matter. He would come off the bench and play 22 minutes at least. But in 22 minutes, what is his stat line? 17 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals in 22 minutes. He's better than his prime, when he was on the Pacers. That is just insane. I think even when he was on the Pacers, he averaged like 10, 11 points. So yeah, I don't know. You hold on to him, try to sell high if you can, but just did not expect this level of production from Thaddeus Young over the past 2 3 months. I don't know. He's been doing it for long enough, and the minutes is low. The minutes is low. We know when all the guys come back, the minutes gonna be low, but the production is still there. In 22 minutes, really scary stuff to be honest. Laurie Markkinen 32 minutes. Not a big fan of this guy. This guy is just the points and some threes. But yeah, obviously a must roster. 22 points, 5 rebounds, 3 threes, good stuff. Good stuff. And Zach LaVine went off as well. 40 points. Okay, I know why. I forgot about that. They played the OKC, so yeah. Zach LaVine, was struggling last game, maybe 2 games. He's still this bad OKC team. He just really went off. 40 points, a steal, but nothing else. 7 for 12 on the three, 7 threes. And Thomas Satoransky also, I think you got to pick him up at this point. He's starting. We don't know how long that is going to last. But he got 30 minutes here. So, 30 minutes is going to give you good enough assists and steals. If he has this level of production for a week or two, I would try to sell him because 2 things, right? This level of production is not going to sustain. And the role on the team, we don't know. Maybe 2 weeks from now, he's gonna start playing 25 minutes or 22 minutes a night. He could still start, but Kobe White could take more minutes because I think the Bulls, they're at the crossroad right now. They are in between of making the playoffs or missing it. So if they are gonna miss, there's no point playing Satoransky or even Thaddeus Young. So if you own those guys, you want the Bulls to play well because there's no point. There's no point playing Otto Porter either. You got to play Wendell Carter Jr., Kobe White, the young guys, Patrick Williams. But maybe that's a month from now. We don't know. That's why, try to sell Thaddeus Young or Thomas Satoransky, right? If they continue to put up stats for a week or two, try to sell them. Kobe White, it's tough to hold. 20 minutes. The minutes is still okay, but 2 for 7, took 7 shots. I'm still holding on to him. He's giving us hope by giving us 2 steals here. So still hold on to him. He might suck, but hold on to him. He does have the upside, I think, offensive upside, and if he can get some defensive stats, that'd be great. Wendell Carter Jr. also, I will hold on to him. Only played 23 minutes, but still 9 rebound is good enough, and a block. Yeah, just weird stuff on the Bulls. I think maybe in a week or two they're gonna make more lineup changes. They are currently the 9th seed in the Eastern Conference. They're trying to make the playoffs. And at this point of their careers, Thaddeus Young is better than Wendell Carter Jr. Contribute more for the team, I believe. And Satoransky is better than Kobe White. But do you want to develop them? Do you want to win now? We don't know. But yeah, this is a situation we want to keep close attention to. The next team is the Atlanta Hawks beating the Rockets. The Atlanta Hawks, again, yeah, this team, they got a lot of weapons. And Gallinari just went off again without Clint Capella. This is obviously a sell high for Gallinari without Capella. But what's going to happen? Because he's playing so well. What's going to happen when Capella comes back? Who is going to lose some minutes? Gallo is going to miss some minutes for sure. Is that going to impact Collins' minutes? We don't know. We don't know whose minutes going to... Because Gallo could be... play as a small... Can they play Gallo, John Collins, and Clint Capella all at the same time. I don't know. I don't know. But those three guys are the only, like, they will be the front court. So even if it's just three guys, they could still all three of them get 30 plus minutes. So you obviously pick up Gallo and try to say high if you can. He started at the center position, interestingly enough. 10 for 14, just a great game. This is what Gallo still got it. And yeah, if given the opportunity, I think he's a must roster. I just don't know. Can he get 30 minutes every single night? John Collins 33 minutes and 4 blocks. Even though on the stat sheet he didn't start at the center, but I imagine him guarding, was near the paint a lot of the times while playing defense. That's why he got 4 blocks. Maybe it's also a sell high for John Collins. We don't know. Grab 10 rebound without Clint Capella. When Capella comes back, yeah, those guys that's gonna suffer for sure. But against this bad Rocket team also, so a couple of factors here. This Rockets team probably one of the worst teams in the league with their current roster. Tony Snell got 30 minutes, not interested. And Trey, no need to score 25 points, 13 points, 14 assists, and that's still good enough. And Kevin Huerter, minutes is really high. You can definitely stream this guy until Hunter is going to come back. So if Hunter is out there, you want to pick him up, sure. But I don't think Hunter is going to be a top 50 guy like he was earlier this season. And Bogdanovich minutes still continues to be low, 20 minutes, while Nathan Knight getting his 22 minutes. And on the Rockets side, yeah, another very interesting team. I think it's a sell high on Kevin Porter Jr. He took 21 shots here. John Wall is out. With John Wall coming back, I believe Kevin Porter is still going to get a lot of the minutes. But not like this, not like 40 minutes. If you can get any top 50, 40 value guy back for Kevin Porter, I would do it. I think this is probably his ceiling. Where's Kevin Porter? Where is his ranking? Yeah, he's 61st ranked player, without John Wall. This guy's efficiency is pretty rough. So if you can get any top 40 or 50 guy back, maybe him plus another guy, because there's still a lot of uncertainty with the roster, the minutes. We don't know what's gonna happen when John Wall comes back. So I would try to sell high, but the stats look great. 48% shooting is great. 22 points, 8 assists. His assist number has been insane. With John Wall coming back, I think the assist is going to be low. 2 steals and 2 blocks. Get plenty of defensive stats. I think this is something this guy can do. So, and he's also young. I would try to sell high on this guy. Otherwise, you just hold. You just hold. You picked up this guy off the waiver wire, so a lot of the time it's hard to make trades because guys in the league be like, you picked up this guy for free. Now you want a top 50 guy back. But hey, him plus another guy try to sell high. This is, I think maybe he's not gonna, when John Wall comes back, he's not gonna average 8 assists a game. That's for sure. Oladipo, great, just huge game, 34 points, 20 shot attempts. The efficiency is good. This guy is gonna be a headache to own. If you can sell him, I would. 2 for 1s, especially when he goes off like this. Justin Patton, interestingly, only played 18 minutes. I think due to matchup reasons, because Gallinari is out there, a shooter, so centers. But Christian Wood is going to be back. So, I mean, I would be pretty comfortable dropping this guy at this point. And it will be interesting to see what happens when Wood and John Wall both come back. How many minutes is Kenyon Martin is going to play? Rockets at the moment got a lot of injuries. So Jason Tate, Sterling Brown, all those guys, I think it's you got to roster them. You got to roster them and see what happens. Jason Tate should have should average 30 minutes moving forward, even when Wood and Wall come back. But the upside, he hasn't really been putting up big stats. This game obviously also went off. 25 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, a steal and a block. Really good stuff. And Sterling Brown grabbed us 11 rebounds, 2 steals and a block. And Kenyon Martin also played 34 minutes. I think Kenyon Martin has pretty good upside. He can block a bunch of shots and fill up the stat sheet. So I think Kenyon Martin has the most upside out of the 3. So I will prioritize him over the other 2 guys. But this Rocket team, yeah, a lot of interesting lineup changes, and I just want to see Wood comes back and I guess take over. This is his team now. The next game is a thriller. The Portland Trailers barely beat the Pelicans, and the big news is there. Let's talk about the Portland first. CJ McCollum came back, and Nurkic is also coming back very very soon. With CJ back, you can. Gary Trent Jr. still got the 31 minutes. They really tightened up the rotation, so maybe not drop him yet. Maybe he could still get 25 minutes tonight. He could be a streamer for sure this week, and CJ is still under a limited minute restriction. Damian Lillard, great, 40 points, and I think with the return of CJ, it's gonna help Damian Lillard a little bit. He won't get double teamed all the time. He just went off. The first game CJ comes back, Dame went off against his Pelicans, 50 points, 10 assists, 18 for 18 from the free throw line. Sure. Guys like this, it's hard to sell high. Like, unless you get a top 3 guy back, you just hold on to him. CJ, first game, not worried too much, 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Kanter, 28 minutes, only grabbed 5 rebounds, but 1 steal and 2 blocks. I would sell the shit out of sell high Ernest Kanter. Robert Covington, 3 steals and 2 blocks, that's it. We don't worry about that. Everything else looks great. Derrick Jones Jr., you can drop him, only 18 minutes. And on the Pelican side, Brandon Ingram, 30 points is great. Only 1 steal. 1 steal is also great, but 2 assists and bad from the free throw line. But regardless, a pretty good game for him. Zion Williamson, 28 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, and a steal, and hit all his free throws. Steven Adams, if you need some rebound and don't care about the free throw, I think he's worth rostering. Can give you some rebound, some assists, some steals as a big man, and a little bit blocks. Eric Bledsoe, yeah, he's really borderline. You could stream him if they have a back-to-back, if they have 3 games in 4 days. Otherwise, drop him. Lonzo Ball, great game, 17 assists. I believe that's a season high. 2 steals. This is the problem with Lonzo, is the assist number has been pretty low for him this season. Good to see him getting 17 here. Maybe both teams didn't really play that much defense, so everybody on both sides really went off. Josh Hart got 28 minutes, grabbed 9 rebounds, good enough, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker is back into the lineup. Interestingly, 7 for 13, 20, a huge game, but unless Eric Bledsoe gets traded, don't think you want to stream him. Let's go into the last game of the night, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards, 38 minutes, 29 points. Sell high. Malik Beasley and the D'Lo gonna be back. Try to sell high. Try to sell high if you can. And this guy really, it just give you a bunch of points on high volume. I mean, he's probably averaging 25 points, but nothing else really. Cat finally took 19 shots. This is the Cat we know, and 7 assists. That's good, but only 6 rebounds. Everything else looks really great. Cat, to me, he should be a top 5 guy per game basis in fantasy basketball. So, and he's been struggling the past few games. If you can get Jimmy Butler for Cat, I think you absolutely do it. 1 for 1, yes, I would do it. Jared Vanderbilt, 20 minutes, nothing. Just the minutes is pretty low for them. And Ricky Rubio, sell high. He obviously went off here. Sell high if you can, because D'Lo is coming back in maybe 2-3 weeks. We don't know. Jalen Noel, 27 minutes. Put up okay stat, but not good enough to be a must roster. And all those guys are gonna be back eventually. Malik Beasley and D'Lo. On the Lakers side, LeBron, again, triple-double, 25 points, 12 and 12. Pretty boring at this point. LeBron, nothing to talk about, to be honest. And this Laker team, they got a lot of injuries at the moment. And Taylor Horton Tucker is the guy I wanna roster and stream. Pretty good game here. And usually he brings the defensive stats. Had 0 here, but good efficiency. 4 assists is also nice. Dennis Smith Jr. in the short term, sure, he's a rosterable guy. With all the guys out, and AD is gonna be out for 2-3 weeks. What are you gonna do with AD? Just gotta make the playoffs, and then AD can help you in the playoffs. Montrezl Harrell, 30 minutes. Sell high. Marc Gasol is still out. We don't know when he's coming back. That's why Harrell's getting 30 minutes tonight. Kyle Kuzma, you can stream this guy for sure. Some opportunities opening up with AD and Marcus are both out. And that's it for all the games. See you guys tomorrow.